Welcome to XIO Voice. Continuing from the previous episode 169. The seal formed by Xiaoyan's hands suddenly stiffened after the cold cry sounded in his heart. He clenched his hand and a deep blue-colored flame slowly curled and rose from his palm. This deep blue flame was called the Sea Demon Flame. It was not a heavenly flame. Instead, it was merely one of the stronger beast flames that Xiaoyan had obtained when collecting beast flames. This flame originated from the body of a rank 7 magical beast, the Sea Demon Beast. It was quite strong. Of course, it was naturally unable to compare with a heavenly flame. However, this thing cannot be missing now that Xiaoyan wanted to use the 5-ring flame expelling technique. The deep blue flame appeared and immediately swelled. It wiggled in a mysterious manner before transforming into a 100-foot large deep blue fire wolf. The 5-ring flame expelling technique required 5 types of flames to form 5 different fire spirits: a wolf, a leopard, a lion, a tiger, and a dragon. Only when all 5 types of fire spirits appeared together would it be possible to form the 5-ring flame expelling formation. Its strength was extremely frightening. However, it was a little unfortunate that Xiaoyan was only able to form 3 figures of the 5 spirits using 3 types of heavenly flames. Thus, its strength would be slightly reduced. Even if that was the case, its strength was still sufficient to burn the seas and boil the skies. TL. The last beast is changed to a dragon rather than a snake. The seal of Xiaoyan's hands changed once again after forming the fire wolf spirit. A fiery red bead quietly appeared in his palm. The sunlight from the sky caused a large cluster of white-colored flames to appear on Xiaoyan's palm. Xiaoyan's mind controlled this cluster of white-colored flames as it swiftly wiggled. Within a short period of time, it agglomerated into a fire leopard spirit. With Xiaoyan's current flame-controlling ability and his practice of the flame creation skill, he had already reached the requirement needed for this 5-ring flame expelling technique. The formation of 5 types of fire spirits did not pose much difficulty to him. A large fire wolf and fire leopard stood in front of Xiaoyan in a ferocious manner. They emitted a low roar to Tianxi's group. This action of Xiaoyan had also caused Tianxi's group to be somewhat surprised. They were a little uncertain about Xiaoyan's intention. While Tianxi's group was feeling surprise, Xiaoyan's hands once again swiftly changed. A green, invisible, and dense white flame slowly appeared from his palm one after another. Following the appearance of these 3 types of heavenly flames, the temperature of this place significantly rose. The cold air barrier that covered Yi City intensely fluctuated. However, it was fortunate that there were many Ice River Valley's disciples providing cold qi to it. Therefore no paleness could be found on the barrier of cold air. The familiarity Xiaoyan had over these 3 types of heavenly flame was far greater than the 2 flames from earlier. Hence, the formation of the last 3 types of fire beast did not exhaust too much time. Within a few minutes, a lifelike lion fire spirit, a lifelike tiger fire spirit, and a lifelike dragon fire spirit were born from the churning heavenly flames, appearing in this place. The space of the sky trembled following the appearance of these 5 types of fire spirits. The originally quiet natural energy also seemed to be dragged by something as it became extremely violent. The sudden change that had appeared stirred the surprise of a countless number of people. A moment later, numerous gazes were thrown to the 5 large fire spirits beside Xiaoyan without any prior agreement. These 5 large beings had only just appeared when such a change was formed in nature. Clearly, there was definitely a relation between the occurrences. 5-ring flame expelling technique. It is unexpected that this little fellow has practiced it to this stage. KK, by having practiced my Do technique, he can be considered to have obtained some of my inheritance, right? Tianhuo Zunjie's eyes was also attracted by the ripple in nature. Surprise flashed across his eyes when he saw the 5 familiar fire spirits. The corner of his mouth was immediately a little pleased. This Ice River Valley's way of doing things does really match the word despicable. Forget about bullying someone younger just because you are older. Now, you even want to bully others with numbers. It really diminishes the prestige of a large sect. Tianhuo Zunjie glanced at Tian Shuangzi in front of him and faintly chastised. The winner becomes the king while the loser becomes the bandit. My Ice River Valley only cares about the results when doing anything, not the process of how it is done. Tian Shuangzi gave a smile in the face of Tianhuo Zunjie's mockery. He said, However, the performance of this brat has far exceeded my expectations. He will no longer have the protection of luck this time around. Tian Shuangzi clearly understood the strength of Tian Shi. Although Tian Shi had failed the last time, the reason for that was due to Tian Huo Zun Jie. Moreover, he was currently aided by 2 Ice River Valley's elders. With the 3 of them joining hands, no one below the level of a Do Zun could fight with them. There was no need to even talk about Xiao Yan. Tian Huo Zun Jie remained non-committal. These 2 people stood in the sky without anyone being able to see through them. A big battle had erupted in the other place, but this side, which ought to be the battle that would attract the most attention, had 2 people facing each other like wooden pillars. They showed no traces of being about to fight. Of course, this kind of outer appearance was naturally only what an ordinary expert could see. In the eyes of those with good eyesight, they would naturally understand that Tian Huo Zun Jie and Tian Shuangzi had just experienced a dangerous clash. Both parties' auras were locked onto each other. As long as the aura either of them fluctuated even a little due to an external event, they would immediately attract a truly storm-like attack. An elite Do Zun normally did not fight, but when they do, they would unleash a truly terrifying attack. The change in nature naturally did not escape the notice of Tian Shi's group. Their expressions immediately changed a little as their eyes sank while looking at the 5 fire spirits around Xiao Yan. Don't delay any longer. Attack! Tian Shi felt a little uneasiness within his heart. His expression was gloomy as he slammed the snake-shaped walking stick in his hand down, and he cried out with a deep voice. Bing Zan and Bing Hua nodded slightly upon hearing Tian Shi's words. They curled their hands and an ice-cold aura swiftly surged. Immediately, it transformed into 2 flickering ice swords. Threads of bone-chilling air continuously seeped out of them. The 5 fire spirit lingered around Xiao Yan's body. Hot flames continuously surged out of their bodies. Their high temperatures caused even the space itself to distort. Kai, Xiao Yan stood amid the fire spirits. His expression was calm. At a certain instant, he lifted his brows as a sharp, cold wind rushed up from behind him, striking at his fatal spot behind his head. Xiao Yan did not move his body in the face of this cold wind attack that had suddenly erupted. The wolf and leopard fire spirit by the side emitted low, deep roars. 2 waves of flames shot out of their mouths and completely blocked the cold air that was rushing over in an explosive fashion. 5-ring flame expelling technique, in formation. The sudden sneak attack that had erupted also broke the stalemate. A coldness flashed across Xiao Yan's eyes. The seal formed by his hands changed suddenly as a cold cry was emitted from his mouth. After Xiao Yan's cry sounded, the 5 fire spirits beside him emitted a swoosh sound as they rushed out, forming a pentagon shape. They completely covered an area within a 100-meter radius as they moved. Roar! Low and deep roars were emitted from the mouths of the 5 fire spirits. Immediately, 5 completely different colored fire pillars were shot out of their mouths. After which, they shot straight into each other's bodies, forming a perfect pentagon-like shape. Chi-chi! After the fire pillars were emitted into each other's body, the surface of the 5 fire spirits emitted a bright luster. Numerous light pillars erupted from their bodies. They immediately rushed out and transformed into many light rays that began to draw the shape of a mysterious large formation. The rays of light crossed and orbited each other. Within a short moment, they had actually created an extremely complicated light formation in the sky. The light formation had just been formed when a bright fire curtain rushed down, covering the space within a 100-meter radius within it. Tian Shi and the 2 others were also caught within this fire curtain. This sudden unexpected change caused the expression of Tian Shi's group to change. Their bodies moved and gathered together. All of their hands moved and majestic, cold auras surged out. Finally, they violently smashed into the surrounding fire curtain. However, all it did was cause the fire curtain to fluctuate a little. Their cold auras automatically disappeared upon contact with the fire curtain. Old Shi, the fire affinity energy within this formation is really too wild and violent. The Do Qi within our bodies is being suppressed. Bing Zan's expression changed as he uttered some words after sensing that his attack had considerably weakened. Tian Shi's face was gloomy. His gaze was dark and dense as he looked at Xiao Yan, who was also within this great formation. He spoke in a dense manner. There is no need to panic. Regardless of how many tactics this brat has, he will definitely be unable to defeat the 3 of us. Therefore, don't panic and lose focus. Xiao Yan looked at Tian Shi's group within the formation and coldly laughed. That may not be certain. The hand seal of Xiao Yan's hand suddenly changed after his voice sounded. Following the transformation of his hand, the surrounding fire curtain began to form ripples. Immediately, a 5-colored, brilliant flame surged out of it. After which, it transformed into a sea of flames that filled the light formation. The 5-colored flame was extremely beautiful. However, when this flame appeared, even Tian Shi's expression became ugly despite his strength because he clearly sensed a kind of unusually destructive energy within the flame. 3 types of heavenly flames, 1 type of beast flames, and 1 type of mysterious sun flame. The 5 types of flames merged together and stimulated each other. The final creation could only be described by the word, frightening. Sky incinerating expelling flames. Xiao Yan's expression was ice cold. The dou qi within his body continuously surged out. Finally, it entered the fire curtain around him. His finger suddenly pointed at Tian Shi's 3 men group below. The unusually frightening 5-colored flame immediately appeared like a ferocious beast as it swept toward Tian Shi's group while being accompanied by distorted space. The current Xiao Yan had reached the strength of a 7-star Dozong after having unleashed the Skyfire 3 mysterious change. There was not much of a gap between him and Tian Shi. After adding the fighting strength that was erupted from the 5-ring flame expelling technique, even Tian Shi could not help but feel shock within his heart. Tian Shi's expression slightly changed when he saw the colorful flame sweep over from all directions. Bing Zan and Bing Hua behind him felt their heads become numb. They could clearly sense an extremely violent, destructive might within the beautiful flame. This kind of destructive strength was something that even someone as strong as Tian Shi needed to treat seriously. Otherwise, he would only end up dying on the spot. At this moment, the extremely proud elder Tian Shi could not help but withdraw the poor estimation he made for Xiao Yan.